Hello, and this is going to be the flip through of the month I spent with the Back to My Notebook series. Alright, here we go. This is week 1. This is my first weekly that I really did not stick to at all. This is a habit tracker that I really tried to get with. Did not last. Habit trackers are not for me. Here is my first sermon of the series. And first daily plan, just some checklists, notes, and reflection and prayer. And then this is my plan that I'm sticking to for posting videos and product development. Kind of another reflection / prayer and just self-development in a way. Another daily. This is a product development page, kind of my plans and whatnot. Another daily. Accidentally skipped a page. Here, like the samples of my monthly, and daily pages. Stickers. Then here's another daily under here. Another product data page. And this is like kind of one of my first collections. I guess that's what you call them. This is just a list of other things that I need to do later for the Notes in Progress channel and shop, but are not urgent right now. Another daily. This was just to say that this was just to say I did it, and it just kind of stay a little consistent. I skip a few days, especially towards the end here. Okay, another sermon. Okay, and then we're on to week 2 here. This. Okay, this is a weekly that I tried. To hopefully kind of gather my thoughts and have an overview of the week. Did not work too well. And you'll find later, once I get into May, that I was more apt to use the monthly calendar instead of this weekly. And then also I used a weekly sticker, not quite something that not as much something that I find. Okay, you know what, that's not true, because towards the end there I really was expecting something weekly to look back on, so I guess once we get there I'll cover it some more. Then this is the April in review section. I don't remember what episode this is on Back to My Notebook series, but it's the planning in May one. So this is just where I went a reflection on April, 3 things I'm grateful for, 3 things that went well, and 3 things I want to improve for this month, or this next month, I'm sorry. And then here we go. This is the monthly calendar that I was talking about. This is all filled in for me. And I started just crossing out the days that were done because I was already done with May, honestly. No, not really. Anyway, but I just put my events in here. That was actually very useful. Whenever I came back and looked at this, it's like, oh, okay, this is kind of what's going on. And I've just started getting more in the habit of putting stuff in here. Word of the month. Now, what can I do to make May more lively? I've done a few of these here. Like, I've hung out with friends so far. Maybe 2 times is what? If we're counting my sister, then like 4 times, so that would count. But I think I was meaning more like just make it a little more difficult on myself to socialize. Still on track to have 5 videos posted for May. Try something I haven't tried before. All of these are completed. And the spend less than $50 on fast food, still going strong. Still less than $50. So far, so good on these. And as a result, May has totally been a lot more lively. And this is kind of the last day of, what do you call that? April. Alright, and then more reflection and whatnot. I was also reflecting a little bit more and doing more journaling as I go. That was really useful for me. And I was taking notes here, like trying a tiger pop, just things that I haven't done before, to spice up the month. That's one of my goals. And then this is some more goals with this. More dailies, another product dev. Okay, more stuff, nothing interesting. Oh, these are, I started doing my video planning in my notebook as well. So this is kind of the first one. I used to do it in Obsidian, but and I actually took a picture of this and moved it towards Obsidian, which was actually very useful for me to keep track of stuff. But eventually I was like, it got too complicated to try to use two tools. But I think it's still a great idea for me to at least take pictures of the stuff that I'm going to need to use. Because one of these days, like, I've forgotten my notebook before, and it could have been a travesty. So, yeah. That is that. Second video. So, this is my second plan. Since I decided to add a second video, for each week. So this is my plan, my weekly plan, what I'm going to do each day in order to work with that. Then this is the video for why I resist doing the things I want to do. Notes from my husband. Daily. Okay. And then this is just a thing of things that I want to do here. And, yeah. And then this is my first weekly in May. This was actually pretty useful, I think, and I think this was fun. More fun than the one I did a makeshift on. So these weekly stickers, I just stuck it on and then put the events, which was useless for me on this side because I'm only really looking on this side. So I don't know if you end up using this, like I don't know, maybe just experiment and see how it goes for you. I also put some goals for the week. This is actually done and this is actually done. I just never went back to it. So one thing I think I should do in the future with this is really make more use of weeklies, because they are super useful. I just had to get used to them, and then once I was used to them, I kind of missed them, and I'm like, oh shoot, I don't have a weekly overview. So yeah. And then this is a 6-month plan. And this is another daily, more dailies. I don't know what week we're on. This is probably week 3 of the series, or week 3 working the series. Here's another plan. And then I started listening to Think and Grow Rich. Part 1 is around there somewhere, but these are my notes. And then here's another plan for video. More stuff. And then here's like a little thing. I got bored at work, so I was like, you know what? Here's what I want to do and who I want to be. So I had a list. I have a list of things, and I've actually been working that since I've written it out. So, yay. Okay, and then this is where I used my daily sticker. This was for a video. I believe the last Back to My Notebook series video. So I believe that was episode 4. So this is the way I created this. This is similar to my usual daily spreads. So like I put the date. Usually I put the date like over here, but the date's on top. Put events, to-do list. I made it super big because I know that y'all get busy. And then a reflection spot. So like whatever you got going on, or whatever new things happen in life, you can go ahead and pop that there. And then I just put a little goals / notes section over here too. I mean, I didn't really need this, but but if you find it useful, cool. And let's see. By the way, all these stickers that you saw, the daily, weekly, and monthly calendar one, they're for A5 notebooks. You can find them down in the description below. So yeah, go ahead and check those out for you if you want simple and customizable productivity there. That'll save you some time. Actually, a lot of time. Let's see. Now here's another daily. Oh yeah, and then this is where I kind of skipped the page, and I was just like, I really didn't care about aesthetics at this point. Just wanted to write something down, and I was very excited about my 24-day streak with working the plan and getting videos posted and working on notes in progress. So yeah. Where are we at? Here is another church sermon. This is telling you anything. I did not go to church for a little bit, and then I don't want to show you guys the rest of these because that's spoilers for future videos. But yeah, this is I thought I left my notebook somewhere, and it turns out I just missed it. It was hidden on my desk, so my work desk. So I just kind of stuck whatever pages I put in my work notebook into here with a binder clip. So yeah. And then I actually have been using the back of my notebook too and working backwards from there. So this one I've left blank. But dreams, like for the shop, here are some I put here. Some WordPress tips because WordPress can get I need to write things down so I don't have to re-look things up. Some video ideas. I should probably blur that out, whatever. And then some more product ideas. Should probably also blur that out. I don't know. And then some company ideas for employees, like future employees. These are some dreams my husband and I have to improve the workforce, and like, because work is not life. And I strongly believe that employees should not be punished for efficiency. This is coming from experience here. Anyway, that's my plug with that. And then DaVinci helpful tips. This is like my video editing software. Suggestions to improve on. That one's random. And then more video ideas because I filled up the last one. One thing that's really been useful is like journaling as I go throughout the day, because whenever I think of journaling, I think of having this one big brain dump, either in the morning when I wake up or before I go to bed. And I've done that and tried that it takes like a half hour to cover everything, and then I realize that I've missed something by the time I move on. So just journaling throughout the day and just taking little notes about things that happen as they happen really takes off a lot of pressure with that. And then another thing is using sticky notes. Not sticky notes or sticky tabs like these, and then popping them on the side of my notebook, or inside of my notebook, on the side of the pages that I need to regularly reference. Those are that's really useful because all I need to do is just flip, and I don't have to memorize a page number or anything like that. And as for consistency, I honestly started falling off towards the end of this challenge, but I haven't like totally journaled. I had full-on journals in a minute, but when I need to write something down or if I need to vent, my notebook is like, I would consider it one of the first things I turn to. And I've filled up probably a quarter of my notebook, just over, at least a quarter. It might even be a third, over the course of just the 1 month I've been doing this. So, yeah. taking pictures of the pages that I'll need to reference later, where I may not have my notebook with me. So at least it's more portable in a way. That's the one thing between what, like, main difference between working with a phone or a digital device compared to a journal, is that, like, this thing, it's a little more clunky than than a phone, but there's something so much different about writing something down on physical paper and feeling the pen just dig in and groove into the page that really just makes things stick in my mind, helps me to form my thoughts, and really just stay organized. So, my challenge for you is to go ahead and give this a shot. Take, I don't know, 30 days to get a notebook if you don't have one. If you do have one that you're in the middle of, pick up the one that you were in the middle of. So we're gonna finish that, and just use it for everything. To-do lists, notes, sermons if you go to church, studies, whether you're taking notes on YouTube or reading a book or listening to a book. And writing down your thoughts and your goals, even if it takes like so many pages like it did for me, it was really worth it. And I'm going to keep doing this, even if it's not to this extent and not as this intense. But I feel like my notebook's like a part of me now. If I'm missing it, I feel like I'm missing a limb. So, not that I know what that feels like, but just saying. So, yes, give it a shot. Let me know what happens down in the comments.